Mrs. Toya Carter is a dynamic relationship and empowerment coach. Her specialty is helping women who are stuck, need accountability, or are transitioning into or out of a relationship. Her goal is to help married women become awesome wives while being victorious women, walking in their purpose, and single women go from whole to whole and attract the life and man of their dreams. It is truly her passion to educate, inspire, and empower women to help them go to the next level in life and in love. Her services include individual and group coaching, public speaking, workshops, masterclasses, and hosting. She has her master's degree in counseling and has worked as a therapist, facilitator, and advocate for the past 7 years. She's the author of the phenomenal book, The Wife's Guide to Beating the Side Chick, available on Amazon. Her work has been seen on the Work Playbook, the Social Wives Club, and Code Red Flag. Toya believes happily ever after is not just for fairy tales, but for the everyday woman if she works for it. Toya says once a woman decides what her happily ever after looks like, she should work daily to achieve it in all aspects of her life. Help me to welcome Mrs. Toya Carter. If you're a small business owner who's short on time, short on patience, tech challenged, and confused why you're not making any money online, well, keep watching because this message is for you. Find relief with a customized blog that'll convert your online visitors into paying clients even while you sleep. Head over to our Done For You blog services site at bit.ly/DFY blog service and choose one of our 3 professional blog packages. You'll find services such as creating your welcome, about, and contact us page, blog headers, opt-in forms, landing pages, product and store pages, to a basic email campaign setup, and even a 14-day one-on-one coaching on content creation. So act now and find relief with a converting blog site at bit.ly/DFY blog service. Thank you, Toya, so much for being a guest and taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Well, good. So am I. So I want to ask you, why did you get started in the field that you're in now?
I think I've always been a therapist, a coach, a helper. I mean, I've been doing this, my mom said, since I was like 5. So I think it was just kind of natural for me. I have a master's degree in counseling. It's just what I do. I help people. As far as the relationship aspect of it, when I got married, there were things that I didn't know. Like marriage is hard. And people say that, and you hear married people say, girl, marriage is hard. But you don't really know. Like you don't have an idea until you're actually married. Right. So there was so much that I didn't know, and there was so much work that I think I should have done internally before I got married. And I just knew that, like, this is what I need to do. I need to help women. I want to help women who are married. I want them to, have a great marriage. And I want them to know, like, all those little things that I didn't know, I'm going to tell them. And then for single women, like, I want you to go and do the internal work and have peace with yourself so that when you get married, you don't have as many stumbling blocks. So I just kind of, that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like, I've always been a helper, but the relationship part kind of came after I got married.
Wow. And I totally get that, because I think as with each generation, we lose lessons. And what I mean by that is, with my mom's mother, my grandmother, she shared, well, baby, this is what you should expect. This is what you need to do. This is how you should be. This is how you should respond. And kind of helped her, as she was preparing to get married. And I think that with each generation, it gets diluted.
I agree.
You
But I also think that with the different generations, like things are changing. Our
Yeah.
grandmothers didn't have social media to deal with.
No.
Our great grandmothers weren't like hopping on a plane and then coming back. Like, so I think that, yes, there does need to be some guidance. There does need to be lessons, but I think they also kind of need to change as the times change.
I
Because you got to think, like, great grandmother, she may not have worked outside of the home.
right.
Now everybody's working out of the home. Well, most people. So I
Exactly.
definitely think lessons have changed.
And that's perfect. And I think with you choosing the career that you're in now, it's needed, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because sometimes people are, just going by the seat of their pants, hoping that this will work out, or
That was me.
me too, you know.
That was me.
I think as the years went on and the things that I shared with my mom, she started
Mm-hmm.
giving me more advice and experience that she's had that's
Mm-hmm.
helped me
Mm-hmm.
today, So that's perfect. That's a great answer. So when you decided to get into what you're doing now, were your family and friends supportive?
I guess it kind of depends on how you define supportive. I think that they were as supportive as they could be without understanding. My mom is like, okay, you go to school, you get a job, you marry a rich man, and that's it. Like, that's what she saw for me. That's what she wanted. That's
Yeah.
not what I did. I definitely went to school. I definitely got the job. But I mean, so she didn't understand.
Yeah.
But once she started to see the progress, then she was a little bit more supportive. So
Yeah.
I think people just have to take a minute to make sure that they understand what your vision is before they can fully support. But to that, I say, don't wait for them to support you, because it may not happen. Like my mom, I don't think she would have been as supportive I don't think she would have been as supportive if she hadn't seen the forward movement from me. If I had just been saying, well, I'm doing this, and she couldn't see it,
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't have supported it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding, as they put it.
right.
And that's usually when people start taking you seriously and like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, she means business. So I totally get that. Totally. So speaking on, your family and friends, I guess more so your family, what was their expectation of you as you were growing up? What types of, I don't know, careers or jobs, or what type of insight did they really have for you before you decided to get into the field that you're in now?
My dad just wanted me to be happy. He definitely wanted me to do the traditional education, go to a college. But as far as like a career, he didn't care.
Mhm.
My brother, I think, wanted me to be a teacher, and my mom wanted me to either be in Hollywood of some sort
Okay.
or to be a doctor. That's what she saw.
Okay.
Neither of those.
Well, let's see. Happiness, teacher, and like a doctor. So you know me, I'm gonna so with a doctor, you're healing and you're providing comfort,
Yep.
right? So
Right.
so just knowing you as a friend, you
Mm-hmm.
you do provide, wisdom, you do provide comfort to where you can make the situation a lot better than what it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so I think that with the expectations that your family has had for you, I think they really rang true. I can definitely see that now, now that I know you.
Right. Right. Right.
So once you decided to get into your field and you were like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one marketing technique that you used that actually helped you just to break out the door and people started to know who Mrs. Toya Carter was?
I would say that being featured, I guess post on the Social Wives Club. I do that every week. That's been very helpful. And just being featured on other people's platforms, just to kind of get my name out. Doing this show, I mean, that's going to be huge. So just being featured and not trying to just stay in my little pocket of the internet, but, you know, going out and visiting other people's pockets of the internet.
Right.
It's been huge for me.
Wow. So with that in mind, there may be someone that's watching right now, right? And they're like, you know what? I want to be featured. I want to have another website to feature me, or a magazine or a show. How would they go about doing something like that?
Honestly, a closed mouth does not get fed. Ask.
Yes.
Pitch, pitch, pitch. Pitch yourself and then pray.
Yes.
See what happens. I send emails, I'd say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I send about 5 different emails. So that's 15 a week. Just asking.
Yes.
What can I do to serve you? How can I be of value to your readers? How can I be of value to your community? How can I help you with your service? And I go from there. But just wishing and hoping that someone is going to feature you or someone's going to notice you, that you're going to get passed up because there's too many people like me that's asking for it.
Right.
So definitely just go get it.
Wow. And, you know, I just want to put the spotlight on how selfless that is. You know, even though, you know, doing it that way is going to bring the attention, and it will, you know, other business owners or whatever would want to spotlight you, but you're actually coming from a selfless state. You're like, how can I serve you? How can I help you? And I remember you even saying that to me, you know, what can I do to help you today? You know, and I think that's very rare in the world that we live in today. Everyone is really about me, 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 me. You know, what can you do for me? Oh, I can tell you what you can do for me, but, you know, when you're coming from that place where you're really genuine, and I felt that from you, when you're really genuine and you really want to serve and see how you can help them, I think that is a few things. You know, number one, it definitely shines the spotlight. You stand out from the crowd, right? And I think that because you're coming from that selfless state, I believe that God makes a way to maneuver things in your favor because you're not just thinking about yourself. So, you know, he brings all the other things to you, the things that you've really been wanting. And I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
Because we can go there.
We could. We really could. But I really, you know, commend you for that, because not many people believe in doing that, especially in this age where it's really all about, it's the me generation, you know.
It is.
And so I've seen you online being featured on other websites and stuff. So the strategies that you're speaking of, I know because of you, they work. So I highly suggest the viewers to follow in your footsteps. So
definitely. You have to, I mean, you got to think about it like this. People are always about their bottom line. And so, yes, I want to be featured on your site. I want to get in front of your audience, but what do I want to do when I get in front of them? Well, I want to help them. I want to give them the relationship tips. I want to give them the empowerment tips. I want them to know that you're better than your past and you don't have to live with that and you can move forward. And I want them to know that happily ever after, like whatever that is for them, that's possible.
Yes.
So that's what I'm bringing to them. I mean, of course, I want to be featured. Of course. But I'm not just gonna be featured and say, "Ta-da, it's me." No, I'm gonna bring value. Like that's what I think people kind of miss out on.
Yeah.
People will email and they'll say, "Hey, I want to guest post on your site." Okay, you're not going to guest post on my site because you didn't bring me any topics. You didn't tell me why. You didn't tell me how. Yeah, like how does my site work with your site? You know?
Yeah.
So you definitely always want to make sure that you're bringing value so that people know that you're not using them because nobody wants to be used.
Right. So definitely do your research.
Definitely. Spell people's names correctly.
Yeah.
Say that. Definitely do your research.
So Toya, please, how can the viewers reach out to you?
I am everywhere at Mrs. Toya Carter. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, everywhere at Mrs. Toya Carter. And then they can email me, Mrs. Toya Carter at gmail.com. And my site is MrsToyaCarter.com. I'm there. I handle all my social media. I always reply. So that's how they can find me.
I love it. I love it. So I actually heard this term in another interview. You're Google-licious. All you gotta do is type up Mrs. Toya Carter.
That's right. I am there.
So thank you so much again for taking the time out of your busy day to spend it with me and being my featured guest. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. This is phenomenal.
Absolutely. And thank you. I appreciate it. So everyone, please make sure that you tune in next Wednesday, and we will have another phenomenal guest sharing another phenomenal testimony that you will be inspired from. So make sure next Wednesday, I'll see you there. Bye.